We're looking at MP Navneet Rana and MLA Ravi Rana, who've both been arrested by the Mumbai police over Hanuman Chalisa face-off that turned ugly in Mumbai. In a key political development, Mumbai police have arrested independent MLA Ravi Rana and his wife MP Navneet Rana based on a complaint registered by the Shiv Sena workers under section 153A of the Indian Penal Code. Meanwhile, Navneet Rana has been provided now with Y category security by the centre. The couple was detained and taken to Mumbai's Khar Police station amid massive face-off over Hanuman Chalisa. Before the arrest, Rana has both the husband and wife, they've called this, they in fact called off the entire protest drive to Matoshri, which is Chief Minister Uddhav Thackay's residence. They called it off, saying that only keeping in mind keeping in mind security and law and order situation ahead of Prime Minister Modi's visit to Mumbai, they're calling off that protest. But even though they called off the protest, we see that the Mumbai police have now acted, have cracked down on the Ranas, have taken them into custody based on a Shiv Sena workers' complaint. Now, this comes after Shiv Sena workers unfolded a high-voltage drama outside MP Navneet Rana's Mumbai residence. Meanwhile, Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut has lashed out at the Ranas, warning them of raising a war against Shiv Sena. Sanjay Raut has given them a warning not to touch Matoshri. The whole row began after Rana asked Thackeray to recite the devotional hymn, or else he will read it aloud along with his supporters outside Matoshri. Meanwhile, BJP's Devendra Fadnavis has also slammed Shiv Sena, claiming that they're losing control of the state, while you have the Sena hitting back, saying the BJP is indulging in stuff like this to hide their failures. Let me quickly cut across to our panelists joining us more on that. We have Shaina NC, spokesperson of the BJP. We also have Anand Dubey, who is the Shiv Sena spokesperson, joining us, and Sahil Joshi, who's been tracking all those developments, joining us from Mumbai. Sahil, I'm really going to start with you. As of now, I want you to give me the quick update on the Ranas. We hear that Navneet Rana has been issued Y category security by the centre, even as she now hustles to find bail. In fact, she's in prison. She could very well stay in jail tonight, along with her husband, to be produced in court tomorrow. Is there any likelihood of her coming out of the Khar Road station today at all?
Well, it will not be possible because she has been slapped under section 153A, which incites making speeches which incited violence among communities and creating animosity between two groups and the communities. So she will have to seek bail from the court, and she will be duly produced in the court tomorrow in the morning in Mumbai's Bandra Metropolitan Magistrate Court. Her lawyers, we have spoken to, and they are maintaining that as a protest, they will not seek bail tomorrow. Rather than that, they will accept to go into the judicial custody. They say that the whole arrest itself is illegal because, according to them, ideally, the Speaker of Lok Sabha should have been informed. Also, the Speaker of Assembly should have been informed rather than going for a direct arrest like this. But, the most importantly, it's very clear that the state government has decided that they are not going to take it lie down like this. Of course, the leader of opposition has openly backed Navneet Rana and her husband Ravi Rana. Both are independent MLAs in 2019. Both of these people were elected by the support of Congress and NCP, because that time they were against the BJP and Shiv Sena. They had a fight against the BJP and Shiv Sena in their own district. But now that Shiv Sena joined hands with Congress and NCP, it seems that now these husband-wife have turned against Shiv Sena. So purely it's a politics playing more than Hanuman Chalisa raw. I think it's a political raw, what I can see here. But to update our viewers, what is going to happen now? That it's very clear now that the Rana couple is going to spend their night in Khar Police station. Tomorrow they will be produced at the Bandra Metropolitan Magistrate Court, where it's likely that they can ask for a bail, and they will definitely get a bail if the court decides to go on to provide them that. But right now they're claiming that they will not be seeking bail tomorrow. Yeah. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
But we're just looking at the lawyer and the statements coming in from the lawyer there. Sahil, we heard that the lawyer is now seeking permission. He claims exactly what you said, that the permission from the speaker for arrest was not taken, considering she's a member of parliament. He also further says that they did not even step out of the house, yet they were arrested. This is also an accusation made that this was almost a way of high-handedness by the Mumbai police.
Nabila, police, see, there are two counts on which we have to look at this case. Police is saying that even if they did not step out of their house, the way they were claiming that they will be going to Matoshri, recite Hanuman Chalisa, police had served them 149 notice and claiming that if you do that, that will create a law and order situation in Mumbai. Despite that, according to police, they kept giving statements through the WhatsApp. They keep releasing some kind of statements which created more anger within the community. But at the same time, police did not take any action against Shiv Sainiks who gathered in numbers outside Navneet Rana's house, also in front of Matoshri. And clearly they were instigating. Some of the Shiv Sainik heads had already brought ambulance at Navneet Rana's doorsteps, saying that if Navneet Rana and her husband comes down, they will have to be admitted into the hospital because it's likely that the Shiv Sainiks will deal with them in a Shiv Sena style, and that is the reason why they might need ambulance. So it was a clear threat from the Shiv Sena as well. Who instigated all these law and order situations? That is something which can be definitely debated. But of course, we can clearly see that there was a threat being issued by the Shiv Sainiks gathered outside Navneet Rana's house, and the police definitely did not take action. So that this is going to create into a big political tussle. Now that the opposition leader Devendra Fadnavis clearly backing Navneet Rana and Ravi Rana, Narayan Rane, the central minister, clearly backing husband and wife, Rana husband and wife. It's clear now that it's going to be all-out war between the BJP and Shiv Sena.
Absolutely, and that they've also issued Y category security. That also very clearly means now that the BJP is fully backing the Ranas at this point, as they almost wage a war against Uddhav Thackeray and government. It almost seems like an act of high-handedness, and that's the accusation rightfully made by the opposition party in Maharashtra as well. Anand Dubey, who's joining us, who's spokesperson of the Shiv Sena. Dubey ji, यहाँ पर पुलिस ने राणा हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ को अरेस्ट किया है वारंट के बिना. उसके अलावा शिवसेना के एक कंप्लेंट के ऊपर स्पीकर को बताए बिना आप वहां पर पुलिस आ गई, अरेस्ट करके ले गई. ये पुलिस हाई हैंडेड नहीं है तो क्या है?
नबीला जी नमस्ते. देखिए, घटना स्थल पर पुलिस मौजूद थी. पुलिस को जो उस समय उचित लगा, पुलिस ने वह कार्रवाई की है. मामला नहीं तो जो वहां पर नवनीत राणा और उनके पति देव जिस फ्लैट में थे और जहां से वो हाथ दिखा रहे थे, तो उसी को तो घटना स्थल कहेंगे. अगर उनको वहां पर पुलिस ने डिटेन किया या पुलिस ने पूछताछ की और पुलिस को
गलत बात क्या की?
उन्होंने जो सबसे बड़ी बता रहा उसी पे आ रहा हूं. उन्होंने जो सबसे बड़ी गलत बात की कि उन्होंने महाराष्ट्र के मुख्यमंत्री को एक चेतावनी दी कि हनुमान जयंती के दिन यदि तुम अपने घर में हनुमान चालीसा नहीं पढ़ोगे तो मैं मातोश्री आकर पढ़ूंगी. इसको आप क्या समझती हैं? ये छोटी बात है. आप एक मुख्यमंत्री को सीधा चेतावनी दे रही हैं.
तो ये आप साफ कह रहे हो कि इन्होंने चेतावनी दी मुख्यमंत्री को, इसलिए आपने अरेस्ट कर लिया?
नहीं, आप हैं कौन? मेरी बात पहले सुनिए. आप हमें चेतावनी देंगी? आप अमरावती की सांसद हैं. आपने पिछले 2.5-3 वर्षों में कितना पत्र लिखा मुख्यमंत्री जी को अमरावती के विकास के लिए? आप कितनी बार आकर मिले?
पॉलिटिक्स में कौन किससे चेतावनी नहीं देता है? ये तो होता ही रहता है. पॉलिटिक्स में बोलते रहते हैं.
नहीं तो आप क्या, आप हमारा जो श्रद्धा स्थान है, हमारा जो मंदिर है, आप उस पर आकर आप आतंक फैलाने का काम करेंगी? आप चेतावनी देंगी कि हिम्मत है तो मुझे रोक लो, मैं आ रही हूं और देखिए मैं मुंबई आ भी गई, क्या कर लिया तुम लोगों ने? अगर ऐसी भाषा एक लोक प्रतिनिधि, एक जनता से चुने गए लोग बोलेंगे तो क्या करें हम लोग? हम तो शिवसैनिक हैं. हम अपने नेताओं के सम्मान के लिए जान की बाजी लगाते हैं.
To attack the chief minister of Maharashtra, and they view this as a law and order situation, trying to create communal unrest, trying to divide communities, and this is what the BJP is doing. Navneet Rana has been attempting at it, but before that could even happen, they've arrested her.
I have the couple questions to ask the Shiv Sena representative. First, you have charged her for spreading enmity. Now tell me, how can this couple spread enmity when they have called off their stir and they haven't even stepped out of their house? You have randomly arrested a member of parliament and an MLA, both on the pretext of saying they're spreading enmity. If at all the state administration and the Shiv Sena government with all their karyakartas on the street have created a law and order situation, keep aside the merits and the demerits of the azan versus the Hanuman Chalisa. As a Hindu, can an individual recite the Hanuman Chalisa at the spot of their choice or not? Is this his or her prerogative? But if they have actually translated into an agitation with thousands of people on the street, then arrest them by all means. But if there is a law and order situation which is created by the own administration and the state government, you've arrested nobody for that.
But here, Shaina, the Shiv Sena says... The Shiv Sena says in anticipation, if they are giving out clarion calls asking for people to come and assemble right outside the Chief Minister's residence, that is going to be a law and order situation for us. And in anticipation, we are taking preventive measures.
Law and order situation for whom? Law and order situation is seen today in Mumbai with so many hundreds of Shiv Sainiks on the street and trying to suggest that there is going to be this communal disharmony. First, let's understand, people who are playing their appeasement politics and vote bank politics need to understand the Bharatiya Janata Party believes in justice to all and appeasement to none, no misuse of law, no misrepresentation of what you are allowed to do and not. That's why we have said in this Azan debate all along that you have to adhere to the High Court guidelines of decibel levels. And if you choose to violate,
what's the purpose?
Action should have been taken. Then they haven't taken
what's
action
the purpose
against
of
any
what's
of
the purpose of what's the purpose of questioning Uddhav Thackeray's knowledge on the Hanuman Chalisa, asking him to recite it, almost provoking him to a point where we see.
Look, in a country as large as ours, I'm not the spokesperson for Navneet Rana and Mr. Rana. I'm the spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party.
The centre has also issued Y category security. We know that you are standing strong behind the Ranas at this point.
If for 1 minute you assume they have done something wrong and even stepped out of their home and gone ahead with their agitation, then I can understand an arrest. But here the people are sitting at home and you have charged them for inciting violence, inciting enmity and hate speeches and this kind of thing. Maharashtra and Mumbai is a very peace-loving state and city. We do not want this kind of communal slugfest and dadagiri.
Well, but that's happening. So that's happening, and the BJP is also spearheading and championing this.
Let the honourable courts reply as to what the charges are. Let the Shiv Sena answer why they choose to take law into their hands, and most importantly, let the people of Maharashtra decide if this has been a failure of administration and a law and order situation. That too needs to be addressed.
I'm going to come back to you, Saina. Sahil has some information for us. Sahil, what's the latest development?
Now it is very clear that this, there is going to be a fight in the court as well. Of course, under Section 153A, even in the previous cases, the cases where, this particular section, it's very interesting to see that this section was used against Shiv Sena Chief Balasaheb Thackeray. He was arrested by the Congress NCP government under Section 153A for creating and inciting people for the 1992 riots in Bombay. Now, the same section was used against MNS Chief Raj Thackeray by the Congress NCP government at that time. Of course, the BJP and Shiv Sena did not say that the arrest was wrong at that time. But today, when Navneet Rana has been arrested, we can clearly see that the BJP is backing Navneet Rana. Now, what is happening here? It's very clear. The first thing is that the fault lies from both the sides. Today, the leader of opposition, Devendra Fadnavis, clearly said if in case Navneet Rana would have gone outside Matoshri and recited Hanuman Chalisa, what would have happened? What difference it would have made? She should have been allowed to do that.
Yeah, and precisely so. It's a political slugfest where we see happening everywhere.
Exactly.
I'm
exactly coming to that.
Yeah, to arrest, that really calls for, really raises eyebrows and allegations of vendetta.
I'm exactly coming to that. Now, Nabila, I'm exactly coming to that. Now, what happened is that on one hand, you are restricting Navneet Rana and her husband, who suddenly thought that Hanuman Chalisa should be recited outside Matoshri. He never thought it in last 7 years. But on the other hand, the Shiv Sainiks gathered outside Navneet Rana, openly giving them threats. no action was taken against them. So on both the fronts,
right, Sahil, since we're limited on time here, that's exactly the question I'll ask with Mr. Dubey, and I'll wrap here on that. Dubey ji, Shiv Sainik बहुत तादाद में राणा जी के घर के बाहर आके उन्होंने चेतावनी दी, उन्होंने थ्रेट कॉल्स दिए. इनफैक्ट FIR कॉपी में वो भी लिखा है उन्होंने कि माय लाइफ इज थ्रेटेंड बाय द शिवसेना वर्कर्स. आप उनके खिलाफ कुछ एक्शन लेंगे? आपके शिवसेना वर्कर्स के खिलाफ कुछ करेंगे आप?
देखिए, हमारे शिवसेना वर्कर ने कौन सा पाप कर दिया?
पाप मतलब
आप
किसी के एक MP के घर के सामने जाके चेतावनी करो और दंगे करो वहां पर.
अगर एक MP, एक अमरावती की MP मुंबई आकर, एक अमरावती की MP मुंबई आकर हमें चेतावनी, अच्छा तो क्या हुआ? तो क्या हुआ? तो फिर हमने अगर वहां आंदोलन कर दिया, हमने प्रदर्शन कर दिया, तो क्या हुआ?
हनुमान चालीसा
तो वो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन नहीं है. जब शिवसेना वर्कर्स राणा जी के बाहर अगर आप प्रोटेस्ट करो तो वो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन नहीं होता है आपके लिए.
अरे भाई, लेकिन मेरी बात तो सुनिए. क्या वहां कोई मारामारी हुई? क्या कोई आगजनी हुई? कोई हिंसा हुई? अरे भाई, हम प्रदर्शन करेंगे हमारे नेता के खिलाफ.
हिंसा हुई क्या? वो घर में बैठे थे और आपने तब भी उनको अरेस्ट किया.
ऑलराइट,
घर में बैठे हुए
जी, वहां पर शिवसेना के लोग उनको बंटी और बबली कह रहे हैं. एम्बुलेंस वहां पर उनके घर के सामने एम्बुलेंस खड़ा कर दिया है.
अराजकता फैलाएंगे, वो सद्भावना बिगाड़ेंगे, तो उनपे कार्रवाई नहीं होगी.
उनकी मंशा शिवसेना वर्कर्स ने भी बिगाड़ी
नहीं थी. उन्हें तो हनुमान चालीसा आता भी नहीं होगा. उनकी परेशानी ये है कि बीजेपी का जो मुखौटा है उसकी कलई खुल गई.
आप क्रिएट कर रहे हैं.
Thank you very much, since we're short on time. Thank you, Shaina. Thank you, Sahil, for joining us on that. Well, as you see, we're looking at the political slugfest only intensifying over the Ranas threatening Uddhav Thackeray, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, to recite the Hanuman Chalisa. We're going to see if they're going to get bail, but until then, they're going to remain in jail. We'll be appearing before court tomorrow. India Today continues to keep the spotlight. Thank you for watching.